I started smoking domestically, like in my back garden, sort of 5-6 years ago. Really loved it. Loved the whole curing and the smoking process. It's kind of like witchcraft when you're curing and smoking something, and it's been going on for thousands and thousands of years, and I think science still doesn't fully understand how it works and why it preserves food so well. But there's no doubt that we've been doing it for thousands of years, and because we've been doing it for thousands of years, human beings have developed a real taste for it, and we love it. So I started this business, Wild Smoked, and before I started, I knew that I didn't want to open up a smokehouse in an industrial estate somewhere. And I scoured West Penwith. I drove these back lanes here for days and days, looking for an old barn, something like that, some old granite barn that we could convert, and I stumbled onto this place. And the conversion process took 6 months, and we converted a 200-year-old granite barn, cowshed really, into a state-of-the-art yet traditional smokehouse. At Wild Smoked we use oak and beech to do our smoking with. They are native, they are sustainable, they're both hardwoods, and they give a wonderful flavour, and oak is very good in giving the product the lovely colour that we like. It's very important when we put chips and dust onto a smoulder that the chips are the right size and that the dust is damped down to the right level, because that controls the smoulder rate. When you grab some of it and you squeeze it and you open your hand, you want it to leave a cake, you want it to leave like a solid lump, but you can't have any water squeezing out of it. That's way too much. We're going to layer the beech chips on the bottom, 2 to 3 inches deep, and then we're going to layer the damp oak dust on top of that. And we smooth it out and get it nice and level so it's an even layer, but it's important that you don't apply any downward pressure at all, because the air spaces inside everything is pretty crucial, because if you don't have those air spaces, it won't smolder right. So right now, this lovely, cool, dry autumn air is getting drawn through those holes there. The beech chips, you can see them there smoldering and falling, and as they fall and burn backwards, the oak dust will fall on top of that, and that'll smolder. And that combination of oak and beech gets into the kiln and circulates around the flume and the product. What you're aiming for is equal quantities of cure to product. So I know there's about 5 kilos of butterflied sardine fillet in there, so I've put about 5 litres of cure in. Once you get it in, you do want to mix it all around beautifully. And this will take 3 minutes. At Wild Smoked we only cure with natural sea salt with no additives in it and unrefined brown demerara sugar. We don't have any nasty chemicals or dyes in any of our smoked products. And the curing of the fish is a bit of a trial and error process. It's a bit of a dark art. It's something that you need to get right though. We need to play a fine balance with the salt content, because we need the right amount of preservation into the final product, but also we don't want to kill people by salt. In fact, it's harder to get the curing of the fish or whatever product we're smoking right. There's 2 basic different kinds of smoking methods. That's hot smoked and cold smoked. At Wild Smoked we do them both. Everything gets cold smoked first, and then selected products are then hot smoked. The cold smoking process takes a long time. The very few cold smoking procedures in Wild Smoked take less than 12 hours. So we'll start at about a 12-hour cold smoke, and some things like garlic will take a number of days, up to 4 days. Typically we'll hot smoke something when we want to create a ready-to-eat product. So mackerel gets pulled out of the cold smoker, 12 hours in the cold smoker, and then we hot smoke it. So basically we're giving it a cook in a smoky environment, and that makes it a ready-to-eat product. things are growing. Things are growing very well organically. Pretty soon we hopefully will be breaking into Devon, which is our next big obstacle, and who knows where we may go from there. But I can't see why we shouldn't conquer the world at some point or the other.